It was a night like this, right? One just like this. The night sky, a thin knit scarf over a swath of white stars. Chilly breezes rolling through the hills like waves, like waves. Splish, splash, go the waves in the wind. I'm so cold I have to huddle next to Chris, and we take turns rubbing the chill out of each other's arms. It was a night just like this, the old man says, the smack of toothless gums pulling apart. What was? Greatest night of my life. Oh yeah? Chris and I both lean onto the picnic table into the old man's words. I went to Harvard, you know. I just graduated. Yeah, oh, we know. It was the same summer I worked with Frank Lloyd Wright. We were designing picture frames, but I also worked with these inner city kids, smart kids. I mean, they were some of the smartest goddamn kids I'd ever met. And they lived crazy lives similar to mine. Maybe that's why I liked them so much. Kids from broken homes, daddies that beat the shit out of them, hookers for moms, fucked up stuff. No kidding. I take a swig from the malt liquor, a big swig, gulp, gulp, gulp. The last gulp gets stuck in my throat the way that drinks get stuck in my throat. But these kids were smart, real math geniuses like that movie. You know, the one with the math genius? Rain Man? Chris says, and he rubs the chill out of my arm. He sips from the malt liquor too, a smaller sip. No, not the one with the retard, forget it. Anyways, this is before I was a millionaire, before I was this rich. He tugs at the collar of his army surplus jacket. I told these poor, many of them black 10-year-olds, I said, you can work on anything you want. I figured since their daddies and mommies were all shit, I might as well give them something to work towards. They told me they wanted to go to outer space. The old man sweeps his hand across the sky from one treetop to the next. Can you believe it? Outer space. We can't, even though it's up there, inviting us, and everyone wants to go to space at least once in their lives. So I'm like, let's do it. Problem was, I didn't know the first thing about building a spaceship. I knew about picture frames, I knew about collegiate bullshit, but Harvard didn't train me to build a rocket. I told the kids they had to design it, and they did. They built a big-ass spaceship. I mean, they were NASA smart. Anyways, in a few weeks, these kids have built an 80-foot rocket. It was like from that tree over there to the end of this table. Can you imagine? We can. And Chris does that thing where he takes a sip of malt liquor to suppress his laughter, but then the booze gets stuck in his nose, and it makes my nose itch just thinking about it. The old man takes in the size of the rocket and eats a spoonful of beans. The wind tickles the branches of the redwoods. A raccoon knocks over a trash can, and the old man takes a scratch or two at his beard. So then, he says, beans falling out of his mouth, mashed by his gums. We had this rocket from here to that tree. That's how long it was. And we had to launch it. So we bought enough gas for the thing, and we decided to let one of the black kids steer it. This is during the 70s, so it was a big deal racially. Beans keep falling out of his mouth, raining from his gums, and I want to tell him stop. Take some time to chew or mash or whatever your food before you speak, but I keep quiet. He continues, the Santa Monica Pier turned out to be the best place to launch the rocket. So we set up a launch date late in the night. We didn't have permission or anything. I told them they should invite their families, but no one showed up. Not a one. We snuck the thing onto the pier. We set it up. We do the countdown. I'm just praying that this thing doesn't explode and kill all the kids. I had no idea if it was going to fly or what. It was a beautiful night, just like this. One of those nights where the stars are begging you to explore them. More beans fall out of his mouth, and I grab Chris's arm and lean into him, my ear on his shoulder. A brief moment of silence, only the old man's fork scraping against his can of beans. But the thing doesn't blow up. It takes off. The black boy who was a pilot came back and said it was gorgeous. He said he saw the pyramids and the Great Wall of China. It was all up there. He drew me a picture, but the picture was no good because he was only 10. He said it was really cold, too. Wow, I say. Yeah, wow. The pilot should have been on the cover of Time goddamn magazine. Instead, I got the FBI following me. They were pissed. I always have the FBI following me. He shakes his head. I can't believe it. We thank the old man for the story and we go back to our tent. I bring the malt liquor with us, and we lie on our backs and stare up through the mesh ceiling. Chris starts laughing and laughing and laughing. Ha 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 ha. The lantern shudders, and I sip from the malt liquor, and it dribbles down my chin, and Chris is out of breath. The redwoods sway around us, laughing themselves. A black, Chris pants. Inner city kid, he says, launching a rocket. He's running low on breath. He built, he chokes, in a few weeks, he has the hiccups, from the Santa Monica Pier. No breath, he's dying. Tears turn to waterfalls, and Chris's laughter floods our tent, and I need to, want to, have to get out. So I laugh too, and it's not long before I'm in that rocket, blasting off the earth below me, getting smaller and smaller. Chris's laughter chases me. It's not so cold. I may not be an inner city black kid, but I am a roaming gay boy. The planet looks like a small desk globe from up here, so small I could flick it into the next galaxy. Yeah, I have that power. Maybe I will.